You're watching Machindo's hometown station, HTV1.
Hello everybody, Brett Boyd from the Market House. Don't miss our new expanded summer hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and don't miss two fantastic deals on ground chuck at just $3.99 a pound or Dutch Farms butter at just $2.99. Just two great deals and two more reasons to come see us at the Market House. Open 8 to 8, 7 days a week. We'll see you there.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
From Machindo's news leader, this is HTV1 News at noon.
Well, coronavirus testing has revealed new cases at a couple of local nursing homes, and all 6 counties have at least one new case to report. Well, good afternoon, Machindo. I'm Scott Pienta. Well, not all of those new cases come from long-term care facilities, but we'll get to those when we come to those counties. As usual, we start in Branch County, where there are 5 new cases. That brings a total of 241 confirmed, 15 probable, and 2 deaths. Hillsdale County has added 4 new cases for a total of 177 confirmed, 12 probable, and 25 deaths. Lenawee County reports 166 confirmed cases, 140 of which are recovering, and 6 deaths, as well as 34 probable cases, all of which are recovering. Now, one of those confirmed cases is a resident at the Oasis at Adrienne Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center. A press release from the Lenawee County Health Department says all residents and employees there continue to be monitored for the coronavirus symptoms, and the facility is working closely with the County Health Department to ensure that CDC guidelines are followed. Well, Steuben County reports 112 cases and 2 deaths. Williams County has 44 confirmed cases, 15 probable, and 1 death. Now, those numbers reflect the positive test result of a staff member at Hillsdale Country Living in Bryan. Hillside Country Living in Bryan. Now, the Bryan Times says the employee tested positive earlier this week, but they did not work at the long-term care facility during the infectious period. All staff are being screened daily, and all residents are being screened during every employee shift. Executive Director Donna Sparrow told the Times that they're confident the risk for transmission within the facility from the case remains low. Now, Williams County Health Commissioner Jim Watkins says it's the first case involving either an employee or a resident at a Williams County nursing home. And there is now 1 case being monitored in Fulton County, bringing them to a total of 53 confirmed cases and 1 probable case, still with no deaths. And all the previous 53 cases are all recovering. Well, it's a bit of a whiplash for gyms and fitness centers across Michigan today. Many expected to reopen this morning thanks to a ruling from federal judge who said that the Governor Gretchen Whitmer's legal team failed to provide data from connecting the closure to those facilities to an improvement in coronavirus figures. Well, but now WKZO reports that the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals in a unanimous rule ordered that those businesses must remain closed. The decision just coming hours before the start of the business day. U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney had previously denied Whitmer's request to delay the reopening while she appealed his ruling, but the 6th Court says that the delay is necessary while the appeal is being heard. Whitmer has said that she hopes to reopen gyms and fitness centers by the 4th of July, but only if the daily count of the coronavirus cases remains low. As of yesterday's count, there were only 12 new confirmed cases in all of Michigan. The Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority is developing a rent assistance program for those who lost their jobs or income due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the Herald Republican says that if accepted into the program, renters would receive up to $500 per month for 4 months to cover the cost of rent. Well, to be eligible, you would have to have involuntarily lost your job or have had your hours or pay reduced, making your household income less than what it was on March 6th. Now, you cannot have previously received rental assistance or be on the other assistance programs such as Section 8 or USDA rental assistance. Landlords also have to agree to participate in the program, and payments will be sent directly to them. The state expects about 12,000 renters to take advantage of this new program. Now, applications will be available on July 13th at indianahousingnow.org. Well, Pansafia Academy has had to scramble to adjust their graduation plans. The school administration had hoped that all of Michigan would be in phase 5 of the recovery plan by this time, but that hasn't happened. Friday ceremony will take place on the school lawn at 6:30 as planned, but the format will just be a bit different. Students will be allowed to have 2 guests in chairs and 2 vehicles parked on the lawn, as well as vehicles parked elsewhere. But those in the vehicles have to stay inside until their graduate walks the stage, then return to their vehicles. Well, Pansafia commencement will also be carried live on WTVB, so those in their vehicles can hear it. Siena Heights University has received almost $300,000 in CARES Act funding. The Daily Telegram reports that the school plans to use that money for additional support in their humanities department, including the training of 40 faculty members for online teaching. Well, the grant comes through the National Endowment for the Humanities, which recently announced $40.3 million in CARES Act grants to support essential operations at over 300 cultural institutions nationwide. Only 14% of the applicants received funding in this round. Well, in a separate program, the Corrections Center of Northwest Ohio is also getting some CARES Act funding. According to the Bryan Times, the regional jail spent $43,300 for personal protection equipment and cleaning supplies when the pandemic started. And the executive director, Dennis Sullivan, says that the federal money will reimburse all of that expense. CCNO is one of the first 65 criminal justice agencies in the Buckeye State to receive CARES Act funding. The facility has also consolidated all of the best practices learned so far into one standard operating procedure, and they're working with the health departments in all 5 member counties to provide kits for testing any new inmates at booking if they may have been exposed. The Hillsdale Daily News says the county courthouse and offices are mostly back to normal with a few modifications. The third-party security firm is screening staff at those with court business, and the number of people allowed in the lobby and courtrooms is limited. Well, on Tuesday, the Hillsdale County Board of Commissioners held their first in-person meeting since the pandemic broke out and determined that the general office staff was at medium risk with public contact rules in place. That's on a newly adopted risk scale with levels of low, medium, high, or very high. Sheriff's officers and correction staffs are both rated at high risk, while the building inspector and drain commissioner offices were determined to be at medium risk. Many of the county's offices are open by appointment only. There was going to be a presidential debate at the University of Michigan in October, but not anymore. The Associated Press's U of M officials have determined it's no longer feasible to host that event due to the work needed to prepare the campus for the fall semester while the coronavirus pandemic continues. That debate will now take place in Miami on October 15th. While 2 other debates will take place at the University of Notre Dame on September 29th at Belmont University on October 22nd, and a vice presidential debate will take place on October 7th at the University of Utah. Contingency plans are in place for all of those debate sites. While we now know identity of a couple who were found dead in a Bryan home on Monday, and rape charges could be coming for a former Fremont man accused of beating up his ex-girlfriend and another man. HTV1 News at noon will continue right after this.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everybody, Brett Boyd from the Market House. Don't miss our new expanded summer hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And don't miss two fantastic deals on ground chuck at just $3.99 a pound or Dutch Farms butter at just $2.99. Just two great deals and two more reasons to come see us at the Market House. Open 8 to 8, 7 days a week. We'll see you there.
Well, this is the couple who were found dead at their home on Cardinal Drive. Now, according to the Bryan Times, we now know that they were 70-year-old Gerald Faust and his 78-year-old wife, Carolyn. Now, Bryan Police Chief Chris Chapa announced in a press release yesterday that the autopsy results led authorities to believe it was a murder-suicide. As police surrounded the duplex on Monday, neighbors described a couple as wonderful people, but they had noticed irregularities in the few days leading up to the discovery, such as the garage door being closed when it was usually open, and the flowers around the front yard being unattended to. One neighbor also said it was common for sirens to be heard because Carolyn was ill and had to be taken to the hospital several times recently. Police asked the next door neighbor if they had heard any loud noises coming from the Faust home, but they said they haven't. The cause and time of the death have not yet been released. The Ohio BCI is working with the Bryan Police as the investigation continues. A Camden woman is facing DUI and drug charges after a traffic stop on Monday. The Daily News says Michigan State Police pulled over 37-year-old Gabrielle Most in Fayette Township for multiple equipment violations. Well, during the stop, troopers found that Most was allegedly driving under the influence of crack, heroin, and fentanyl. Well, they arrested her and took her to the Hillsdale County Jail, where they found contraband on her person. Most was arraigned yesterday on charges of operating under the influence of drugs, cocaine possession, and smuggling contraband into a jail. She's tentatively scheduled for preliminary hearings within the next 3 weeks. If convicted, she could spend up to 4 years in prison. Well, a former Fremont man is facing assault charges after a series of events that left 2 people injured earlier this month. The Herald Republican says it all started on the night of May 31st when 29-year-old Kenneth Campbell, who's now living in Butler, Indiana, was at the Fremont home of a woman who had just broken up with him. Campbell allegedly beat the woman, then strangled her until she was unconscious. Well, then he allegedly raped the woman while she was unconscious, a recorded video of the rape with her phone, then uploaded the video to Pornhub. After that, Campbell allegedly used the woman's phone to message a male friend of hers to ask him to come over to her bedroom. That man showed up. The Campbell was allegedly hiding in the bedroom closet. He surprised the man and beat him to the point of unconsciousness. When police found the male victim, one of his eyes was swollen shut and he had blood coming out of his nose. Court records say that Campbell was then going to hit the back of the man's head with a hammer, but the woman begged him to stop and Campbell left the home. The male victim was provided emergency care on that scene. Now, the woman was taken to Cameron Memorial Hospital, where a sexual assault investigation is being conducted. Now, Campbell does not currently face sexual assault charges, but Steuben County Prosecutor Jeremy Musler says that those charges are still possible once that investigation is concluded. Well, in the meantime, a warrant for Campbell was issued on June 10th, and he was arrested on Tuesday. Now, he was arraigned on Wednesday, then released on Indiana's new pretrial release program, which is similar to probation, and bail has been set at $8,000. He's charged with level 5 felony battery resulting in serious injury, level 6 felony strangulation, level 6 battery with prior convictions, and Class A misdemeanor domestic battery. Well, the prior conviction enhancement comes as a result of 2 battery convictions against Campbell, one in 2009 and the other in 2015. Well, if convicted on the current charges, Campbell faces up to 12 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. Well, now turning our attention to local government news, the Modular Home on Thompson Boulevard in Coldwater that was built as part of the new Mishda program is good as sold. The Daily Reporter and WTVB says on the City Council approved an offer of $209,000 for the house, which will be the new home to a family of 5 currently living in Quincy. Well, the cost will pay all closing costs and a loan costs up to $7,000. Well, City Manager Keith Baker says that puts the city at just about the break-even point, which is what they had hoped for. Now, the deal will be on the table for the 30 days, and final approval is expected by July 27th, the City Council meeting. The new program for the Michigan State House. With City Administrator Nathan Bird getting ready to leave that post in Adrienne, the City Commission has approved Community Development Director Greg Elliott as Bird's interim replacement. Well, the Daily Telegram says Elliott was chosen out of 3 internal candidates from the interim position. We're sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm still working remote right now, and for whatever reason, the building that I am in, the firewalls are sometimes blocking us from getting out, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. But anyways, let's get back to the story right here. Now, Elliott was chosen for his experience, which includes serving as a zoning and building director, a certified planner, and a utilities director. He's also an attorney and has been general counsel for development and property management companies. Though he's never been a city administrator before, Mayor Angie Heath says he's done every job with the city's government, calling him, quote, basically, well, the whole package. Bird and Elliott will work side by side until Bird's last day on July 17th. And Elliott has had his eyes on the job permanently, telling the newspaper that city management was his intent while he was in grad school. HR USA is conducting the search for a permanent city administrator, and Elliott has formally applied. Their search team says that they have a number of highly qualified candidates, adding that the pool is better than the one that brought Bird to the position in late 2018. Now, city officials hope to have a candidate chosen by mid-August. Well, in the meantime, Elliott will be compensated for the interim position, and he'll be giving up his community development pay during that time. Well, the City of Coldwater has agreed to a new 1-year contract with the International Association of Firefighters Local 2555 WTBB says that the new agreement approved at the Monday City Council meeting includes a 3% salary increase for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, in keeping with the budget projections and wage increases provided to non-union city employees. Well, the contract also clarifies how union dues are to be collected and distributed in accordance with the court ruling that was issued since the last contract was approved. The deal is only set for 1 year due to the coronavirus pandemic, as both sides agreed to take more time to review and discuss other terms. Well, the state of transition continues at the Williams County Sheriff's Office as the new Sheriff Tom Kochert settles in. Now, he tells the Bryan Times he's beginning a training program that will mandate shooting range time. Kochert says that he wants the deputies to be, quote, insanely comfortable with every service weapon issued. But that's not a plan to shoot first and ask questions later. The sheriff says the second step is to think about any given situation so that they know what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what gives them the right to do it. Kochert says various methods have been seen, numerous court rulings, and the sheriff's office needs to stay on top of the changes to avoid another situation like the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. The sheriff added that he was elected as a public safety officer, and if officers cannot be trusted, well, that's a whole new problem. He also says that he's proud of his improvements to the department's evidence locker, and he wants to invite the BCI for an audit of it. But Kochert may not want to get too comfortable, because if the Williams County Police Chiefs Association has any say in November's general election, it will be Gary Moore back in the helm at the office. As association has formerly endorsed Moore, who was interim sheriff between Steve Towns and Tim Kochert at the same time when the pandemic delayed Ohio's primary election. Moore is now running for a seat in a write-in campaign, and the Police Chiefs Association has unanimously thrown their support behind the former interim sheriff, citing Moore's experience as Blakesley police chief and a sheriff's deputy for 20 years. Well, they added that when Moore was appointed as interim sheriff, he was immediately made a positive impact with the county law enforcement. Association representatives say that he have had no issues with Kochert, but they support Moore's candidacy due to effect that he had in such a short period of time. Well, for his part, Kochert says he's focused on his job as sheriff, but he plans to run what he called a strong campaign for a successful conclusion in November. Well, believe it or not, we have some high school football news for you. We'll be right back, no matter what the technical difficulties are after this.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project. The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Well, it's the start of a new era for the Union City High School varsity football team. Well, the Union City School Board has hired Clint Colborn as the team's new head coach. WTBB and the Daily Reporter say Colburn has been coaching sports in Kalamazoo area since 1992 and first coached football in 1995 with stints at Otsego, Hackett Catholic Central, Kalamazoo Christian, Comstock, and Gobles. Well, he says he's bringing with him a message of 5 core values: integrity, discipline, respect, honor, and hard work. Well, Colburn takes over for Zach Neal, who resigned last month after going 8-11 in 2 seasons. Now, Neal's resignation was not without controversy. The post on his Facebook page accused what he called a few power-hungry people at the top of the school system of doing everything in their power to make things difficult for him and eliminate him as head coach. Well, Neal claimed that there were intimidation tactics used and public campaigning by parents to turn the community against him. Well, those are today's top stories. We got through the news somehow, even with the technical issues, thanks to Josh back in the studio. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at HTV1 News at noon. For all of us here, I'm Scott Pienta, and don't forget you can watch our new race series. Racing will be up in Mount Pleasant tomorrow. Make sure you check that out at hmnracing.com. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and have a great afternoon.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everybody, Brett Boyd from the Market House. Don't miss our new expanded summer hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And don't miss two fantastic deals on ground chuck at just $3.99 a pound or Dutch Farms butter at just $2.99. Just two great deals and two more reasons to come see us at the Market House. Open 8 to 8, 7 days a week. We'll see you there.